Have you ever met someone who shook your world and left you shattered? The connection was intense, addictive, and even magical, but also full of confusion, pain, and patterns that keep on repeating. You may have been in a karmic relationship. In today's episode, I am diving deeper into the questions you sent me on Instagram. And believe me, these questions were fire. They were real, they were raw, and reflect the deep emotional, spiritual, and psychological loops many of us are stuck in. So, if you are wondering why you are still thinking about someone who's long gone, or why love always seems to hurt more than heal, you are in the right space. Let's explore karmic love from the space of awareness, healing, and freedom. Welcome to the Detachment Circle, where we dive deeper into mindfulness, detachment, and spiritual wisdom to help you live with clarity and peace. I am Siddharth Das, your guide on this journey to self realization. Before we start this episode, in case you have not watched the previous episode about karmic relationship, I would want you to go and watch or listen to the previous episode so that you have a basic idea about what a karmic relationship is. And I thank all of you who have sent these questions. I got over 100 questions, and what I have done for easy understanding, I have combined them into different segments or clusters. That way, you will be able to understand everything about karmic relationship and also get the answer to your question. So let's get started. Our first segment is how to identify a karmic relationship. And can a karmic relationship occur between parents, siblings, friends, or in laws? See, karmic relationships are emotionally intense, often magnetic, and they come with a strong pull, and yet they are rarely peaceful. You will notice repeated triggers, emotional highs and lows, and a feeling of being stuck. And they can occur with anyone, not just romantic partners. A karmic tie is about unfinished business from past life or deep soul contracts that serve your growth. So, yes, even with family, friends, co workers, karmic relationship can still exist. So, a karmic relationship is not always romantic. It can be with parent, friend, or a colleague. It feels fated. There's an instant intensity, but it often accompanied by emotional chaos, repeated triggering, and a feeling of losing yourself. If it feels like they bring out your shadow, not your soul, you are likely in a karmic relationship. If it feels like they bring out your shadow, not your soul, you are likely in a karmic relationship. Here's a question for you to reflect upon. Does this connection feels like it's growing you or emptying you? If you know the answer, then you know whether you are in a karmic relationship or not. That is the best way to identify. And of course, karmic relationships do not come with a placard. And if you understand karma, you understand that everything is karmic. Everything you do is about your karma. So if you want like 5 ways to identify a karmic relationship, the only thing you need to understand that how they make you feel. If it feels that you are not growing and instead you are losing yourself, that is the biggest sign and you do not need anything else. Our second segment is when does a karmic relationship end? Where we got questions like How do you know whether your karmic bond is over? Can the universe intervene to end a karmic relationship? When will these people leave? And how to know that it's coming to an end? What signs do you get? Those are excellent questions. A karmic bond ends when the lesson is integrated, not just learned, but you have embodied it emotionally. You have actually applied the learning. You'll feel natural, at peace, and no longer reactive. The obsessive thoughts, the longings, or the guilt fades away. Sometimes the universe intervenes through a sudden breakups or an emotional burnout to liberate you. But to be honest, my friend, it is you who needs to learn it. Because since it is karmic, the lesson is bound to repeat until it is learned. And how will you know whether your karmic relationship is ending? The clearest sign you will get that you will no longer be energetically available for that kind of emotional chaos. You have detached yourself from it. So karmic relationship end when the soul lesson is truly integrated. Not when we run away, not when we ghost them, but when we sit with the pain, understand our role, forgive ourselves and them, and truly detach. If you want more signs, you stop craving for their validation. You feel peace instead of pain. You choose growth over obsession. And that is the clearest sign you will get that your karmic relationship is ending. Our next segment is, why do karmic relationships repeat? Why do they keep coming back? If the same lesson keeps repeating, how do I break free? And how to end this pattern? Again, great questions. See, repeating karmic loops are a reflection of unresolved emotional wounds. You attract a similar vibration until the inner pattern is dissolved. Most people change patterns, but not the patterns. Most people change partners, but not the patterns. So that's why you will see that you are repeating the same kind of behavior, you have the same kind of emotions in every relationship. The person change, their face change, their behavior change, but how they make you feel is same. To break free, pause after each cycle. Journal, meditate, ask, what was I meant to feel, learn, and release? This pattern ends when you stop chasing closer outside and instead choose the peace within. Why do they keep coming back? Because you are still resonating at the same frequency as your emotional wound. It is not about them, it is about your vibration. It is about your lesson and how you have integrated it in your life. The lesson will return until you break the cycle, not the person. What you don't heal, you attract again and again and again and again. So if you are wondering why the same pattern is repeating, because you have not integrated the lesson yet. Knowing about the lesson is one thing, but actually applying that lesson, changing your behavior, watching your thoughts, managing your emotion, that is something that is required. Now, here's a question for you to reflect on. What kind of patterns are repeating in all of your relationships? What are these dominant emotions in these relationships? And how they are making you feel? Once you sit with them, you will know what lesson you need to implement. And if you still need help, I am right here. Ask me. Let's move on to our next segment, the lessons and the healing process, where we are addressing questions like, Is the relationship over once the lessons are learned? How do we master the lessons? How do we heal the wounds they bring up? And can we just mentally note the lesson and move on? Let's try to understand the lessons in detail. Lessons in karmic bonds are about emotional maturity, boundaries, self worth, or forgiveness. Learning the lesson is not enough. You need to transform through it. Don't rush healing. You must feel the pain, not bypass it. True mastery is when you stop reacting from old wounds. The bond ends when your frequency rises beyond the relationship's vibration. And how do you really master the lesson? It is not done only by journaling or affirmations, but by making new decisions from the healed place. Saying no when you used to people please. Walking away when you used to chase. Mastery is when you don't need the lesson anymore because you became the version of you who doesn't attract that pain again. And that, my friend, is how you master that lesson. It is not only about a mental note, you need to implement it, change your behavior, then only the lessons stop repeating. We are moving to our next segment, navigating pain and detachment, where we are addressing questions like how to move on from these karmic relationships, how to cope up when there is no way out, how to forgive someone who did wrong, and how to restore faith that you will find a better partner. Those are beautiful questions. Moving on is not forgetting them, it's remembering yourself. Accept the pain as a teacher, not a punishment. Forgiveness is not about them, it is about how you cut that energetic cord. Trust that you are not unlucky in love. You were sent this karmic contract to evolve. Now you are closer to the partner who resonate with your healed self. And forgiveness is not about letting them off the hook. It is about freeing yourself from this emotional slavery. You deserve your energy back. Letting go happens layer by layer. So be kind to yourself. If it is not instant, be patient. And healing is not linear. There are a lot of ups and downs. Trust the process. And yes, you will find a better partner. But in order to attract that kind of partner, you also need to vibrate in the same frequency. And that is one mistake I have seen people do a lot. People try different tactics like manifesting a partner. But in order to manifest that kind of partner, you also need to become deserving of that. If you are insecure within yourself, if you are a people pleaser, then you are going to attract that kind of partner who will feed on this energy. So that's why karmic relationships are here to teach you. They are not your enemy. Karma is your teacher. It is only wanting you to evolve. So that's how you will be able to attract a better partner and let go of the previous one. Next segment is about the red flags, narcissist, and trauma confusion, where we are addressing questions like why am I attracted to red flags or toxic partners? Is it karma or childhood trauma? What if a narcissist exploit your weakness in a karmic loop? Often karmic loops mirror childhood trauma. It is not either or. It is both. Karma brings partner who trigger your unhealed inner child so that you can reclaim your power. Narcissist may show up to reflect where you abandon yourself. Awareness is your first step, Boundaries and self trust are the medicine. So, if you are thinking that is it karmic or childhood trauma, it is both. Your karmic lessons are designed to help you face your unresolved trauma. And that's why narcissists often show up in the karmic bonds. They reflect where you have abandoned yourself. Awareness is powerful. Once you stop seeing them as a problem and start asking what part of me is still unhealed, you step into freedom. We'll move on to our next segment, Twin Flames and Karmic Confusion, where we are addressing questions like: is my twin flame actually a karmic? Are karmic relationships always chaotic? Do karmic relationships last? Can karmic relationship feel like soulmate or twin flame? Many people mistake intense karmic bonds for twin flame because of the pull. But true twin flame energy does not drain, it awakens. Karmic ties often start with a fire but end in ashes. Twin flame challenge you to, but the growth feel expansive, not exhausting. Longevity is not the measure, spiritual evolution is. And sometimes what we call twin flames are actually karmic distractions. Real twin flames awaken you, karmic exhaust you. The difference is in the energy. Twin flames are not about obsession, it is about elevation. So, again, if you are looking for the signs outside that you'll be able to see on their face, you'll be able to read it. No, you need to look for the signs within you, how they are making you feel. Are you growing or you're feeling exhausted? That's how you differentiate. Stop looking for signs outside and start diving in. And our last segment, astrology and divine timing, where we are addressing questions like: are karmic bonds connected to astrology or numerology? What are karmic calculations according to Vishnu? Why aren't we aware of karmic bonds until spirituality? Is it past karma or destiny? Yes, astrology can give you hints. Since I am not an astrologer, I will not be able to give you more information on that. People, those who are studying that kind of science, they will be able to give you more details about it. But what I can tell you, karma transcends all these astrology and numerology. You awaken to karmic patterns only when your soul is ready. Divine timing is not punishment, it is preparation. Trust that your awareness now is a sign that you are ready to transcend that loop. So it is not destiny or bad luck. You are not cursed. You are being initiated into deeper self worth, into unshakable wholeness, this completeness which you feel after realizing yourself, into the kind of love that aligns with your highest self. This is not punishment, it is preparation. So, once again, if you are looking to end this relationship or you're looking to bypass these karmic lessons through astrology, through tarot, or the other methods which people are using, I would not recommend you that. Instead, I would want you to learn these lessons so that you can be your highest self. You can realize your true self. You can just be you, the purest form of consciousness. And how beautiful that would be. Karmic relationships feel like storms, but they clear the space for deeper, more conscious love. And that starts with the love that you have for yourself. If you are in the middle of karmic loop, I want you to remember this is not your forever. This is your turning point. You don't need to fix them. You need to choose yourself. So let go with grace. rise with power, heal with intention. If this episode brought you clarity or calm, share it with someone who needs to hear it. And if you want a part 2 and if you want me to address more questions, then you know where to find me. Make sure that you are following me on Instagram and joining my broadcast channel. I'm only taking questions from there. Until next time, choose truth over trauma and remember, you are love. You're not just seeking it. And if you want my help in understanding these lessons and integrating it in your life so that you can attract a love that lasts, then feel free to reach out to me. Just DM me, detach, or comment below, and I will help you out with it. But remember, I do not help you chase love, I help you become it. Until next time, stay aware, stay free, and stay true to yourself. My name is Siddharth Das, and you were listening to The Detachment Circle. Goodbye.